Guys, this is not an attempt to scare you and it's not financial advice, but the next major cryptocurrency market crash will come in only 4 days. And the culmination of everything that's happening will arrive on July the 4th in the US Independence Day. This is the prediction made by the former head of the BitMEX crypto exchange, Arthur Hayes, and he also shared ideas for the 5 altcoins that will storm into the top cryptocurrencies during the next bull market. So I'm gonna tell you all about it right now. Arthur Hayes was the man who predicted the Bitcoin's drop to $30,000 at the beginning of June, and it did happen. Not without the collapse of Luna and UST, of course, but it occurred, and he gave his prediction back in early April, so I decided to go through it in detail and share his new analysis with you. It's also essential to recall that in the previous forecast, the beginning of June and the price of 30,000 per Bitcoin were presented as the bottom of this cycle. Moreover, another author's article came out on June 1st and claimed that the market had finally bottomed out, although he did not rule out more drawdowns. As we well know, something went wrong, and at the moment we recently saw Bitcoin even cheaper than at $18,000. So what's going on in the cryptocurrency market? Arthur reconsidered his attitude toward the market after it hit him hard. He concluded that the prices could continue to drop because the Fed was drying out the economy, and the funds needed somewhere to get money and pay their bills, especially considering the fact that, seeing the decline in the cryptocurrency market, more and more people in a panic prefer to take their hard-earned money, even with a loss, but only to save what is left. In addition, cryptocurrency lending platform Celsius is facing significant challenges, as well as cryptocurrency fund 3 Arrows Capital. Both companies were on the verge of bankruptcy, and the only thing that saved them from it was the return of Bitcoin price above 20,000. Withdrawal of funds is still unavailable, and no one's gonna help them financially. The other players in the same market are also in a critical condition. And yesterday it was reported that bank giant Goldman Sachs is already preparing a $2 million bailout of Celsius assets on the cheap after the project declares bankruptcy. It's a payback for the DeFi pyramid that was inflated in the bull market. And you also noticed that when prices went down, the protocols didn't really reduce the yield of their orders. On the contrary, they tried to increase the stakes to attract as much money as possible. So I just told you what's happening in the market right now, what the slight Bitcoin price recovery means, and how people have already started to greedily buy altcoins, thinking that now is finally the bottom. According to Arthur Hayes, the Fed will continue to influence the price of risky assets by its altcoins and hence on Bitcoin. And cryptocurrency funds need somewhere to get money from, which means they will go on a new sale of their positions. The best time to have a recent crash is from June the 30th, and the hardest day will come on July the 4th, on the Independence Day celebrations. And I mean, this will happen, and here I must say that there's a logical explanation for that. At the end of next week, the positive sentiment in the stock market will end, and investors will recall that the Fed is going to raise the rate even higher, and they will start to repricing the future problems. This will create initial pressure on cryptocurrencies, and on Saturday the stock exchanges will close for the long weekend until July the 5th, and it would be the perfect time to start selling off in the crypto market, because no one can get liquidity support in the fiat markets. By the way, the less significant drop also began at the weekend, when the stock exchanges and the banks were closed. Who knows, maybe it's not a coincidence. If the fall happens, best case scenario is Bitcoin and Ethereum will again defend their key levels of $20,000 and $1,000. And Arthur Hayes hopes they can do it, although he doesn't rule out that the market could be crushed much lower. As for altcoins, it'll be tough days when they will find their new bottom, and those who are greedy to buy are now in huge losses. To find out if this prediction turns out to be true, we have just a few days to wait. If the market goes to hell again, I'll be sure to report it on our YouTube channel. And now I'm moving on to the top 5 altcoins that Arthur Hayes thinks are worth buying now in the long term for access during the next bull market. So what altcoins, and why is Arthur Hayes gonna buy or even already buying them? Because he's previously talked about starting to gain ground in several coins. And he indicated at the time that the market would probably drop even lower, but the prices of his favorite altcoins were so small that he couldn't pass up the chance. First, let me tell you what 3 principles Arthur Hayes used when choosing altcoins for his portfolio. Firstly, it's an attractive price to buy. Such a coin should be trading at least 75% cheaper than its maximum value, or better yet, if it's 99%. The second principle implies the presence of fundamental users who spend real money to use the service. In other words, the project must solve a particular problem, for example, to provide the user access to the market, and it must be a topical problem for which a person is willing to pay money. The third principle implies that it must be a leading project in its niche. That is, it must be a pioneer who first proposed such a model of work and succeeded. And there is also a fourth hidden principle which Arthur Hayes did not highlight separately, but it's underneath the words when you see that all 5 DeFi tokens he selected are on the Ethereum blockchain. In his article he writes that other blockchains may exist too, but as a rule, they are all centralized stories and they just copy ideas from developers from the Ethereum network. So what are the top 5 altcoins that Arthur Hayes buys? First and second place go to the decentralized exchanges Uniswap and SushiSwap. He analyzed them in terms of user activity and trading volumes and compared them to centralized exchanges in terms of growth. And the conclusion is that both projects are in demand and continue to develop even in a bear market. And in the future, the need for decentralized exchanges will become even more significant because of regulation, and not only that. Third place goes to the DeFi platform DYDX. At first glance, it's also a decentralized exchange. But in addition to the spot market, it also offers derivatives trading, and there is also an option for margin trading. The practice of centralized exchanges shows that the volume of futures trading is always many times higher than the spot market because the number of speculators, who don't need the asset but interested in earning on the price difference, is always much bigger. So the DYDX token will show itself in the future when people's FOMO returns on the market and they start actively trading cryptocurrencies. At the fourth place, we have project Ethereum Name Service, which offers to make simple domain names in the blockchain top to cryptocurrency. Many forgot about this one actually. Others didn't even know about it because, in fact, there was never really hype around it. But work on the project is actively underway, and Arthur Hayes writes that if the Ethereum blockchain replaces the internet in the future, it'll definitely need its domain name service. And in the fifth place, we have the LuxRare token, which is essentially an NFT marketplace, only decentralized. In his article, Arthur Hayes did his own research about the traders of pixel JPEG pictures in the NFT token format and shared what's wrong with all this hype. But as the NFT sector, it's happened, and it's likely to get dramatic changes over time and with the current value. Besides, NFT is not a technology which requires a centralized trading platform, and such an NFT exchange of the future should be LuxRare. Guys, and I want to remind you that the information in this video is just my personal opinion, and it's in no way financial advice. You should conduct your own study of each project and then make your decision. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up please and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching your Coin Post.